Well, we're down in Palmanova again, and it's April the 18th, 2021. We've had some really strange weather over the past week, so we've not been able to get out very much. Yesterday it was freezing cold, and it poured with rain, at least down here it did. But as our local newspaper reports,
as you can see,
this is the Mallorca Daily Bulletin, we had snow on the mountains. Highly unusual for April here in Mallorca. It's not unusual for Mallorca though, we do always have snow on the mountains, but it was a little bit chilly yesterday, and we didn't really get out very much. It was a sad day as well yesterday, because we stayed in really to watch the funeral of the Duke of Edinburgh, and at the same time actually watched the football match. Real Mallorca lost, but things are getting better. The sun's come out, and we're going to have a walk along. I'm making two videos at the same time today. So the normal videos that we do as we walk through Palmanova, but we're going to make some 360 videos as we go along as well. So they'll be on different channels, so they're completely separate. So you can either watch the 360, or you can watch the two-dimensional one, the normal one, or you can watch both. Please feel free. Let's move on. So yesterday was such a bad day, we didn't really get out at all, so it's really nice to get out and walk along the front in Palmanova. The weather's changed a lot. It was still raining a little bit this morning, but that's mostly stopped now, and we've got the sun, a few clouds, and the temperature's gone up. So yesterday the temperature went down to almost perhaps to single figures, which is really quite cold for April here, but today we're certainly in the high teens, and it's still quite early in the morning. It's 10 to 11. Well, later on today we're coming out for Sunday lunch, and placing it on the front is where we're actually going to meet our friends Barbara and John for lunch. So they're already busy. They're already doing coffees, orange juices, breakfasts. So Cam Blanc is where we're going to come for lunch. We came here actually on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. We had a lovely lunch. It's really nice. So looking forward to coming back later on. So the bars are open now in the daytime, and the weather being nice, people want to sit on the terraces anyway, so it's not too bad that they have to close on the inside. But the interiors are closed. There was a bit of a petition over the last couple of days trying to get the interiors open, but the government have said no, you can't open inside yet, not until things get a little bit better. So the way things are at the moment, you have to sit on the terrace, and the bars and the restaurants can only stay open until 5 PM. So if you want to have a meal, then you're going to do it before 5 o'clock and actually have a takeaway meal. Just looking over to the sea, it's looking beautifully calm today. If you want to see the 360 view, you need to go to our 360 channel, which is 360 VR, Steve and Anita in Mallorca. And it was really just to keep these 360 videos separate from the more traditional videos, because some people were having problems, and rather than cause confusion, set up another channel. So you have a choice. If it works for you, fantastic. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you? Everything all right?
Home in England. I'm Carl.
You're Carl.
From the put a message on your son Kelly Walk.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you
And
very
I said
much.
they mentioned
Yeah.
good friend of ours.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We met before, didn't we? Yeah,
Salvador.
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 Salvador,
Yeah.
Salva, yeah, fantastic.
How nice to meet our first fan.
Yeah.
So we're out and we're walking again. I've got 2 cameras today, so I'm doing 360 views,
Yeah.
and we're doing the normal views as well.
Filmed
So
at the moment.
filming at the moment, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good,
Yes.
good.
So you will be in the video this
Yes.
afternoon.
Oh,
This one might take a bit more time though. They take a long time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
process.
oh, you got plenty
Um,
of time as well.
But
Yeah, I'll tell the wife at home to put it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, stars of YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you keep him well?
We're very well, yeah. We're enjoying life here, yeah. And the weather's changed today. It was bad yesterday,
Yeah.
but it's good today.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at the snow yesterday.
yeah, in the mountain.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, nice to see
to
you.
meet you.
We're going on.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Well, that's really good.
Made your day, darling.
It made my day. Hopefully it's made their day, and hopefully later on this afternoon they'll be able to see themselves on YouTube. So again, I said it last time we came out, we're not sure what to wear when you come out. It feels really cold when you leave the front door. It's now warming up a little bit. So the sea looks beautiful, the sun glistening on the water, and the gentle ripples coming down onto the beach. But you can see that the temperature's a little bit lower than it has been. This is a Sunday, and yes, it is a little bit early, but there's really not anybody on the beach to speak of. Even the volleyball players are not out on this one yet. They'll probably be on the beaches as we move on. Just have a little walk around the headland here. Just looking down at the sea, it's really clear. So I've been back at school this week, so things are back to normal for me, I suppose. And it's straight through now till the summer holidays. We don't have a break at the end of May. We go straight through, no holidays at all. One little adventure we had in the week was the car had its MOT, which here is called the ITV, the inspection of vehicles, technical inspection of vehicles, ITV. It's always a bit of a sort of a worrying time, I think. I know when I was in England it used to worry me. Car was coming up to its MOT, will it pass, will it fail, how much is it going to cost? Well, thankfully it's sailed through. But the MOT, the ITV, is done in a different way than it is in the UK. It's much, well, seems to me to be better organised. It's not done by individual garages as it seems to be done in England. It's done by government testing stations which are set up for the purpose, and there are 2 in Palma, so we usually take it to one of those. But because of the pandemic last year, they couldn't do the tests, and then when they started doing them again, they'd obviously got a backlog, so they had to extend people's MOTs and clear the backlog. One way of doing that was to set up a temporary station, which is where we went to yesterday. So we went to a temporary station that's been set up in Calvia. It's actually a big marquee with all the gear inside, and you don't get out of your car at all. You go in, you drive up to a little kiosk, and there they take your details, pay your money, and you just go through the testing procedure where they test all of the things that they would in the UK. When we first came to the island, they didn't have any type of MOT or inspection of vehicles, and so you had all sorts of dangerous vehicles on the road. Now they're quite strict, and they're always bringing in new rules. So one that we have now is very strict on emissions, but the usual things of brakes, lights, steering, all of those things are just the same as they would be in the UK. I'm going to move down the steps now, so I'm going to turn the cameras off. So the car did actually pass its ITV, and they give you a sticker that you put in your car, and for my car it's for 2 years, so I've got 2 years now. I don't need to worry about it. Once your car gets to 10 years old, you have to have the ITVs every year, and for some vehicles I think it's for every 6 months you have to have an ITV. Those are ones which are involved with more business use. A new car, if you buy a new car, doesn't need an ITV until the first 4 years, I think, 5 years. So the volleyball players are out here. I'm just coming past McDonald's. And this beach is much busier. Oh, I need to go across the road to the Tropico. I don't know, there seems to be a lot of interest in the Tropico. Obviously people come to stay there. It's all closed up at the moment, but they have been doing work. And I noticed on some of the Facebook pages, particularly the Palmanova one, people have been posting photographs to show what work has been done. So this is the Tropico. It's all closed, curtained at the moment. But this is the area where they have been doing some work. I can't really remember what it was like before, but most of that now seems to be done. And this looks like it's going to be a terrace where people can sit out overlooking the sea. Oh, the temperature gauge up here says it's 15 degrees Celsius, and it's 11 o'clock in the morning, April the 18th, 2021. And it's quite a pleasant temperature to walk. See the shops open. We are beginning to gear up for the new season. Here in Spain, we have a state of alarm which is imposed by central government, and this was imposed last year, and that is due to end on May the 9th. So on May the 9th, unless something else is put in place, which very likely is going to be put in place, but at the moment all the restrictions, everything stops on May the 9th, and we're back to normal. Now the Balearic government obviously don't want that to happen, and so they have said that if the central government doesn't bring a new state of alarm into place, then they will enforce their own restrictions, and they can do that, but they have to go to the High Court. So what they will do is they'll go to the High Court and say, for example, one of the things that they don't want to change is the curfew. We have a curfew that stops people going out between the hours of 10 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning, unless you've got a good reason. These things where you can put your feet in the water and let them nibble. Not for me, I'm afraid. So yes, we have a curfew, and the President of Mallorca doesn't want that curfew to end at all, at least not for the foreseeable future. So she is prepared to bring in a law just for Mallorca, the Baleares, which says we have a curfew. I don't know whether she'll keep the same times, between 10 and 6. And then if there are other restrictions that are required, then the local governments will impose them. The national government is quite happy for the state of alarm to end on May the 9th and to allow things to gradually get back to normal. And I think we can understand that different regions of Spain are experiencing differing severities of the pandemic. Here in Mallorca, we had a really strange spike at the end of last week when cases appeared to double, and I think that may have been a glitch in recording the numbers. But the numbers went back to normal yesterday, so we still have very low numbers. One of the numbers that they talk about, the statistics, it's called the cumulative average, which takes a 14-day period and looks to see what number of cases they have in that period on average per 100,000. And if we're less than 50, we're said to be in low risk. Anything over 50 is a slightly higher risk. And we're just coming to Banana Joe's, Tobaccos, some people have mentioned. I'm just going around here because some people have asked me to have a look at the Don Bigote. As you can see, there's a lot of roadworks here. Getting back to the statistics, we've gone over that 50, so we're no longer a low risk area. We're sort of a slightly higher risk area, but still very low. So this work has been going on here for weeks, if not months now, and everything is chained off, but I'm going to try and get a little bit further up here. See, it's all fenced. Actually, they've made a lot of progress since we were last here, but it does look a mess. So I don't like to show Mallorca in this light, and certainly not Palmanova in this light. But this is reality. This is what happens in the winter time. In the winter time, I think I'm going to do something I'm not supposed to do. I'm going to walk up the middle of the road. This road, I'm not sure where it is cut off or not. It seems to be open at that end, so I guess it's open at the other end as well. But in the winter time, this is when they do all the big jobs, and digging up the road's a big job. So all I'm doing here is walking up just so that people who come to the Don Bigote, which is here on my left, can see the hotel still here and all ready for the clients. And this will now all be finished off and ready for you when you return. It's going to look really quite smart, I'm sure. So we'll just switch the cameras off for a second now, and we'll get back to where we were on the promenade. We're back now on the promenade, just walking past the children's playground, and some children out. It's quite early, children are out. And on the beach we've got some yoga classes. One of the things that's happened a lot during the lockdown is that gyms have been forced to close, and so where do you go and do your yoga classes or your stretching classes? And the beach, what better place to do it, out in the fresh air. So that could well be something that continues on into the future when things start to get back to normal. Gardening area over to this side, all very nicely kept. Grass is nicely trimmed. Topiary of the trees, looks as though that has been done recently. and the temperature's definitely going up. It's starting to feel quite warm again. So a week ago, people were going swimming in the sea. Yesterday, it was snowing in the mountains. So where are we? Well, we're in April, and April has this strange weather where one day temperature is low and then the next day we go back to normal. It was a little bit extreme yesterday, the cold temperatures that we've had. This is the Calablanca, still no sign of any work happening on that. Just needs a little bit of cleaning up. I don't think that will take too much. I don't know if you can see the ducks. We've seen a lot of ducks. I'm really quite surprised how many ducks we've seen sitting by the side of the pool here. During the winter part of the lockdown, they were actually waddling their way through some of the bars down here. I often remark about how clean everywhere is. You can see the promenade, beautifully clean. Calvia Council do a great job of doing that, looking after the place. Some more of the bars and restaurants. Barbuda Beach. I imagine they'll be getting ready. As far as UK travellers are concerned, their date is the 17th of May, and after the 17th of May you should be able to travel, but there will be some restrictions, I think. They're going to have like a traffic light system, green, amber, red. If the place you're travelling to is in the green zone, then there's more or less no restrictions. Spain, we don't think is going to be in the green zone. We're not getting through the vaccinations quite quick enough, and that's one of the criteria. Well, we may be in the amber zone, which means you will be able to come, but you will need to have a test. The other thing they're pushing for is the vaccine passport, and I noticed several people on my Facebook page were saying that they've now had their second dose. If you have the vaccine passport, then they're not going, in Spain anyway, they're not going to require anything. You can just come. You've just got to prove that you've had both vaccines, and you won't need to do any tests. Whether you need to have anything when you go back, I really don't know yet. That decision, I don't think, has yet been made. But the vaccine passport is something that the local government here in Mallorca are very keen on promoting. Going around the back of the Santa Lucia Hotel. The Santa Lucia Hotel, I believe, if you look on their website, seems to be taking bookings from May the 1st.
Wow.
So in the next 2 weeks or so, we should start to see people on these terraces. Currently empty. There won't be UK tourists, but could be from other countries. We're coming around now to the third beach, Palmanova. Still looking really beautiful. This is the Son Matias beach we're coming up to, and a little bit quieter than the first beach. Oh, two people. Some people doing their exercises over there. There are a few clouds. The clouds go in, temperature drops a little bit. It's still very mild.
Until he called you to ask about.
So we actually saw some ducks here last time we were along, and we couldn't work out whether they were real or not. They're not there today. Maybe they were real. They just didn't move at all. Maybe they were asleep.
Really quiet, isn't it?
It's very quiet. It is Sunday morning. We did have a bad day yesterday, so maybe people have thought, well, may as well just have a lie-in. Most of the shops down here seem to be closed up. Just coming up to the Santa Lucia Hotel, several people have been telling me they are hoping to come and stay here again soon. Son Matias. Did I not say the Son Matias? Anita's correcting me again. Son Matias Hotel, and one of the artists that quite often performs there is Mark Ritchie, and I noticed this week he was performing on Facebook. He's been putting concerts on more or less throughout this pandemic because he hasn't been able to work. And Gaynor, yeah, Gaynor also has been putting on concerts. Gaynor has been to the Son Matias as well. We are coming up to a place that's been watching over the last few weeks as it's evolved. It used to be Costa Coffee, but it now has changed, and it opened last Thursday, and it's called SiSo. When you look at it on their webpage, it really does look an impressive place, and it is impressive. We've got lots and lots of outdoor dining space. Quite impressed by this as an addition to somewhere on the Palmanova front overlooking the beach. It's a great situation. Their Facebook page has said they're all booked up. Anita's having a look at the menu anyway. Somewhere we've definitely got to investigate. So here we are at SiSo. It's the first time we've been here. It looks a really wonderful place. We're just having a coffee today, but we'll come back in the future and we'll try to see what it's like for lunch. We've got this amazing view. There's Anita, that's the amazing view, and also of course we've got the Bay of Palmanova. We're going to enjoy our coffee and then we'll carry on walking along the promenade. So we'll see you again in a few moments. So we just had a lovely coffee at the SiSo, this new bar restaurant here in Palmanova. Really enjoyed it. People are really nice and we wish them all the success for the future.
and the toilets are amazing, really well done. Black taps, very, very nice.
Okay, we're going to carry on our walk along the front here in Palmanova. And as you can see, while we've had our coffee, the people, the public, have started to come out and have their promenade. I guess many of these may have just come out of church. It is Sunday morning after all. A few more people settling on the beach, setting up their volleyball, setting out their blankets. It's turning into a very pleasant day. We come almost to the end of the third beach here in Palmanova.
Isn't the olive trees even open?
Son Matias apartments here. Origin is opening up on the top floor there. They've got a lovely terrace where you can sit and overlook the bay. All the boats that are out there. There's quite a few boats here today on these lovely calm waters. Should we have one of these quadricycles, do you think, darling?
Not today.
Not today.
Another day.
They're quite fun. I think the last time I was on one of them was about 55 years ago in Rhyl, where we used to go for our holidays in North Wales. Beautiful views over the bay here. Sun's coming out. So this is the Globala's Nova apartments here in Palmanova. Somebody asked me to video those. That's right opposite the Palmanova Hotel, Son Matias Beach Hotel. Which is closed at the moment, but the Chiringuito, the little burger bar outside, is open, which is nice to see. Most of the bars along here are closed and have been closed all the way through. Rasputin's across the way are closed at the moment, but they have been open. Or at least the terrace has been open. Really nice walk on a Sunday morning. Lots lots of blue sky, but some nice clouds, a bit of shade now and again. More and more people coming out. If you're watching on the 360, you can look around, you can look at what's in the souvenir shop, look at what's happening on the beach, and have a look up into the sky. I'm coming down here because people keep asking me about what's happening to the bars down here. There's the Three Brothers bar. And also to have a look at what's happening at the Santa Lucia Hotel, which, as I said earlier in the video, that is closed at the moment, but due to be opening in May. That's getting closer. The Orion Bar is closed, all of these are closed. It is a Sunday morning, keep reminding you. Some of the bars on the front there, restaurants getting ready. It'll be the other side, the Chinese. Across the road we've got Lady Diana's. It's been closed up for a long time. I'm sure they'll be opening up when the conditions are right for them. Same on the Diana Beach Club. Children's Park across the road is now looking nice. Still got some tape sealing parts off, but the rest of it's looking good and the children are starting to use it. Many people ask me about Monroe's. That's one that's been closed for a long time. Gelatius, very popular today. Lots of people out having coffees, milkshakes. Just going up to Taylor's, who are preparing for their day. Just getting the tables out, getting the tables set up. It's looking pretty good. They'll be alive, voila. Kicking later on. The mojito specialist. Just after 10:30, it needs to be changed. It's just after midday actually. That clock's wrong.
It's always been that time.
It's always been that time. It's right twice a day. Supermarket. And then to the entrance, the Calablanca. Now we've got a very brightly coloured entrance. If you do like the 360 videos, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up. But we will continue to do both as long as we can. I'm back at work now, so the number of videos we can actually do per week is a little bit more limited. I don't have all the time that I would normally have. Bora Bora Bar open next to the BBB bank. And now I'm starting to get warm, temperature's rising. It was 15 degrees earlier on, I think it's gone above that now. Castaways open, people already drinking wine across the road there. And a new place next door, which is the Il Tano. They're getting ready to open. Waiting for the Paradise Beach Bar to open. That's a place we've usually stopped at. A nice cold beer. They've been closed for quite a while now, so not been able to go there. And just coming up to the tourist information, so we can have a look to see when they're actually open. Well, we've had a nice walk this morning, Sunday morning, here in Palmanova, and it's nearly time for us to get ready to go for lunch. So I hope you've enjoyed the walk. If you have enjoyed the walk, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, then please don't forget to subscribe, particularly on the 360 VR channel, because I don't post those on Facebook or anywhere else. So the only way to know about them would be to actually follow a link or search for them. So, bye for now, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.